Published family histories, an under-tapped resource. Family histories are not just for members only. That's the title of a 23-page New York Public Library document dated April 26, 2018, encouraging people to read genealogies for these books' variety of benefits. Let's take a look at that article and chat about it. It begins, many budding genealogists aspire to write their own family history. And if you haven't started yours, here are a few reasons why you should. And there's a hyperlink to reasons you should write a genealogy, so see that hyperlink in the description. But how many people bother to consult the thousands of genealogies already in print? I'll add here that while this New York Public Library text refers to genealogy books about white American families, books that were written in the late 1800s, early 1900s, the message applies to our Black genealogy books as well. And we'll talk about some of the ways it applies as we explore this document. The piece goes on to say that, like an old adage that children should be seen and not heard, it seems that most family histories are unfortunately destined to be written and not read, at least not by anyone outside the immediate family circle. Frankly, it's easy to understand why. Although once a primary document, genealogy research, family histories now have been overshadowed by higher tech alternatives. With DNA testing, distant relatives are within spitting or swabbing distance of anyone willing to pay a modest fee. Key documents previously hidden away in filing cabinets are now available online. And online family trees also make the fruits of other people's research easy picking. But even before the digital era, published family histories suffered a tarnished reputation. As early as 1897, the preface to a list of some American genealogies which have been printed in book form cautioned that family historians often show a lack of genealogical ability and a surprising preponderance of credulity, especially when an attempt is made to connect the family written about with some ancient English house. I'll say here that our Black genealogies include a lot of celebrity connection among the everyday heroes, and rigorous standards of research are not practiced as a requirement. The library piece goes on to say, guidebooks like the Everything Guide to Online Genealogy continue to remind researchers of the old adage that just because it's in print doesn't make it true. Always use original records where possible to verify information published in family histories. Information verification is standard advice in Black genealogy how-to books also. And again, it's advice that is not always followed. The library piece goes on to say of verifying information that this is excellent advice that everyone should heed. But researchers today are far more likely to simply ignore published family histories than adopt them wholesale. Don't make either mistake. Whether or not your own family lines are included in published histories, these resources can provide unique information about an era and contain context that will bring your family history alive. Even details that are not factually accurate can provide insight into the prevailing attitudes that colored our ancestors' lives. For family and other historians, published family histories can supply a personal perspective and intimate details that are not readily available elsewhere. And many early published family histories are now available online, making them easier to discover than ever before. This guide will help you start exploring these underused resources. Of course, the HBCUHeritageHome.com, right here where you are, is the place to find hundreds of Black genealogy books online, as well as family and broader community discussions about these books and all things related to Black genealogy books. And then the article goes into several key points about reading genealogies. These are how to use them for learning local color, forgotten customs, and personal anecdotes. The benefit of reading them to learn more about historical events. What you can learn from them about the lives of women and African Americans. Again, this is from the perspective of early American white families' genealogies. Lessons for writing your own family history. And the history of family histories in the New York Public Library and how to find these great books there. So next, we'll delve specifically into how to use family histories and why.